about 2:30. I feel like a kid before Christmas. I'm not gonna lie. I literally feel like a kid before Christmas. Like, there's so many good things going on right now. And I'm just excited. Now, today is a big day. Today, Nick's church is doing kind of his send-off. And I'm going to get to go to church for the first time in months because physically I was really struggling. Mentally, emotionally, I was struggling. And Isaiah has dealt with some significant, like, separation anxiety. Now, I think the little bit of time that we were in the hospital, I think it was like 4 days we were in the hospital. That really, he's actually doing a lot better as far as being away from me. Not at night, he still has to, like, touch me until he's, like, really asleep. So it's, I don't know, like almost 5:30, and I just got tired of laying there. I've been laying there I actually redesigned my kitchen in my head while I was laying there and sent all of my ideas to Nick because our kitchen is not ready in Kentucky, and I'm actually going to go back to my part of my original plan, and that excites me because, one, it's going to be a lot cheaper. I'm going to make some coffee while we chat. One, it's going to be a lot cheaper, and two, visually, it's going to be a really pretty space. So one of the things that I don't want to give too much away because we're like, it's all still being, like, finished. Like, we're, like, wrapping up here, but our house there is not done. And you'll see when we do get down there, like, it's going to be done as far as all of the remodel. Like, the drywall's going to be done, the mud and the spackle. We probably will have to clean up some of the dust. But, so basically we're going to be walking in down there to a blank slate, which was, I was terrified of that because I thought going down there with such a tiny little baby and Isaiah and Kevin, Nick potentially starting a job pretty quickly, the thought of that terrified me. But over the last week, where I have picked up video editing, and I've been teaching myself video editing, don't mind him, I realized that there has been a lack of creativity in my world. So, he's like, Mom, we were sleeping so nice, why are you up? He was literally sleeping all curled up next to me. Anyway, I am one of those people that, like, I have to have my hands in something creative, like, all the time. Like, I need creative outlets. It's an energy that kind of gets, like, stuck. And I'm not, like, crafty. I'm not, like, I'm not talented as far as artwork. I'm not talented as far as, decorating. But I love to dabble. And I love to take something and put my spin on it and then see what it's like when it's done. I don't know how well you're going to be able to hear me with him scooting that water bowl around. I don't have a fancy coffee pot. I've watched my fair share of YouTube channels. And I love the nice peaceful mornings. These cute YouTubers, they come out and they have these fancy, like, latte machines and stuff. I have just, a Mr. Coffee. But I drink 1 cup of coffee a day, maybe a cup and a half. I don't need a ton of caffeine to keep me going. I am rediscovering my love of herbal teas, especially since I've started drying my own herbs and, medicinal stuff. Like, you probably saw, if you follow our Facebook channel, you probably saw that I made Nora tea, which is a midwife's brew. I did straight red raspberry leaf, and I did the Nora tea, which is a blend of red raspberry leaf, nettle, oat straw, and alfalfa. There's plenty of recipes online. I'll leave it to you if you want to do that, but I drank that pretty much every day. So in the morning, I do coffee. Now, we like the good coffee, but like these days, we are saving money wherever we can. So this is just, I don't know, I think this is probably from Aldi. Like, it's nothing special, but Nick likes it really, really strong. So I make it for him because he's the big coffee drinker. I literally, I would love to not drink it, but I love the smell of it, and I love like the feel of it when it's hot, which is, I mean, today I'll get to drink it hot. I don't know. We'll see. That's as long as the 3-year-old doesn't realize that I'm up. I'm hoping, even if I make coffee and I drink a little bit, that I might be able to catch a nap before church, because otherwise I'm going to be a hot mess. Let me get... I am tired. I tried to go back to sleep. Didn't work. Too much good stuff going on. Getting on to the point of this video. I do get long-winded. Nick's right. I ramble. I wanted to talk about, since it's early and I won't have any distractions, the ways in which I'm supporting my body with nutritional supplements to help make the best of my 4th trimester. A girl's gotta have a chicken mug. I hope that doesn't make too much noise. Alright, so my morning routine. So the first 2 things, I do have an autoimmune thyroid condition, and I have had it since it was diagnosed when Kevin was almost 2, or he had just turned 2. I don't kind of remember that period of my life. I was feeling so awful. A lot of things are kind of a blur. I was feeling awful. I was dealing with a lot of stress because of Kevin's diagnoses. I was feeling awful. But I'm somebody who is stuck taking thyroid replacement, and I will be on that for the rest of my life, because basically by the time my thyroid disease was caught and I started treating the root cause, which it took me about 15, 16 years to really start trying to look at the root cause of my thyroid disease. And by that time, my thyroid basically didn't work anymore. The thyroid gland sits down here, and it looks like this, except for mine is just covered in like bumps, and it looks like ground hamburger is how it was described to me one time, and it basically doesn't work. So I'm almost completely dependent on thyroid replacement. Now, in my family, I was the first one diagnosed, then my mom, then my grandma. I feel like I deserve to feel my absolute best whenever possible, and if that means that I have to eat differently or support my body with supplements, I'm going to do it. Everybody's welcome to have their own philosophy. That's just mine. I'm 47 and I have, an adult child with a disability, and I have 2 very young children, 3 and a newborn. If I don't feel my best, I can't take the best possible care of them. It's self-care is like a new age term. But for me, it's more just a philosophy. Like, if I'm at my best, I can be the best wife and mom that my family needs. And my heart is to be the best that I can for them. So I have to take care of myself. I have to keep myself in good shape. And there's times that I don't, and I wear myself down, and I don't get enough sleep, like today. I'm gonna take a nap, I promise. And I'm not at my best. My temper my temperament is just not as calm as I want it to be. And, but Jess from Roots and Refuge did a video. But she talked about, as parents, being the thermostat rather than a thermometer. Setting the temperature of your home, setting the environment at a comfortable level, versus just being a gauge of how chaotic and crazy things are. At any point in our lives, if things are chaotic and crazy, it's now. Like, things are crazy. Things are happening so fast. Having baby Aggie was the first, buying the house down there was the first domino. But there was like a year and a few months, like a year and 2 months between then and when the rest of the dominoes needed to fall. Like, there was buying the house, starting the construction work, starting the excavation. But that all had like gobs of time to happen. Like, that had like literally 14 months. The next big domino was having baby Aggie. And now it's selling the house, which we've had showings. Like, that's exciting because, like, at any time, hopefully we'll get an offer. There are 2 houses within about 1/8 of a mile that have sold, and they've sold relatively quickly. So we have high hopes that this is going to sell quickly, because we kind of want to have a clean break. We don't want this house to sit here empty and us be in Kentucky. We just, when we're done, we want to be done. That's important to us. So that's all we're waiting for, really. Like, that's all we're waiting for. So we've got baby Aggie. That's done. Now we've got the house selling, and it's like, ooh. And then we just have to wait for closing and actually pick our leave date. Like Nick's going, he's going to be making a rundown with our last big load shortly. So stuff's just moving so fast, and the chaos, and Isaiah's really struggling with some big feelings between, Aggie going from being in my belly to outside my belly, and the reality of what that means and how that takes and splits mommy's time, not just between him and Kev, but now between him, Kev, and Aggie. And Aggie taking up a lot of time because she's breastfeeding, and although she's such a good baby, and she's amazing. Like, she really is a good baby. She's my easiest baby by far. I hope it stays that way. Really, I do. So it would be very easy to let the stress of what Nick and I are dealing with allow us to be more of a thermostat, thermometer. And I can't say that hasn't happened. Like, there have been times that we have both been, just at our limit. But we are really being intentional and really being purposeful with just put it in a great way. But that is kind of the philosophy that we're taking, like trying to be very gentle and calm and teach him how to manage his big feelings. Because if he learns that now, that's going to be so much easier when he hits those teenage years and hormones start going crazy, All right, back to my morning routine. I'm rambling again. I'm sorry. Okay, so thyroid pill. This is a liquid gel, It is called Trimester. It is gluten-free. It is free from fillers. Synthroid, which is the one most docs push, is supposed to be gluten-free, but they use fillers. And there are times that I have been very reactive to fillers. And this particular medication, having no fillers, it's just the straight levothyroxine in liquid form. I've not had any major reactions. I have felt the best on that I've ever felt. The other thing that I do take every day is Zyrtec. During my pregnancy with Aggie, like I always struggle with allergies, but with my pregnancy with her, when they started me on insulin, I developed an insulin rash, and it took several months of this rash. Like, it was on my face, it was on my eyes, all over my body, all over my belly. I had like these humongous welts. The over-the-counter allergy medication I was taking didn't really touch it. The generic Zyrtec seems to help, and I can take that up to twice a day. I'm backing that down at this point to 1 a day, and eventually I'd like to get off of it because I like using nettle, like nettle tea or nettle capsules for allergies. I'm trying to get away from like over-the-counter stuff that is not necessary, and seek a more natural remedies for, you know, allergies and whatever else ails me. I do struggle with balancing like health and wellness. I really do. There's a lot that I manage on a daily basis. But the other thing that I dealt with was anemia. Significantly. I had to have 5 infusions, and they're actually trying to decide right now if they're going to give me one more before we move. So I'm taking Hemiplex, which is, and this I have to do 4 hours at least after I take that thyroid medication so that they don't interact with each other. This stuff's awesome. It's really awesome. And for like my body having celiac, I don't absorb things quite like other people do. This helps. The other thing that I take is grass-fed beef liver capsules. It's not that I don't like liver. I'm not going to eat it enough to really make a difference. Ooh, baby's up. Hold on. Okay, baby's back to sleep. But now we have an Isaiah up. I'm definitely going to need that coffee.
What is this out for her? You did a video or something.
I am doing a video. Do you want to sit up here while I do it? What do you think? Here, come here. But you gotta sit. All right. This coffee is very hot, so don't touch it, okay?
What's hot?
Because are you cold?
No.
No. You sure? You look like you might be a little cold. No? Let's see. Mom needs cream for the coffee. Don't bang, please. You gotta be quiet if you're gonna be out here, okay?
What I need to be quiet at?
Because Mama's trying to make a video.
Whoa, you told me Miss Dina here.
No.
Oh, Miss Dina.
No, Miss Dina. All right. So while I'm making my coffee, collagen peptides. It's a collagen protein powder that goes in my coffee, so that because a lot of times with your thyroid medications, you have to wait an hour before you eat anything. But I can, after about a half an hour, drink my coffee. With the Trimester, you don't really have to wait that long because it's in liquid form. It absorbs very quickly. But I put that protein powder in my coffee. Helps me with blood sugar regulation, like Obviously, you have the benefits of the collagen, and that is a grass-fed beef collagen. I usually use the Momma natural one, but I'm all out, so that's the one I use for Kevin, and we're sharing. Okay, so the beef liver, that was the last thing. Those I take generally at lunchtime, along with B complex, because by lunchtime I need some extra energy. In the morning, I take my selenium. So that is, that's helpful with keeping your thyroid antibodies down. The antibodies get really, really high, and mine were really high last January, February, after we had our one round of COVID. My thyroid antibodies got really, really high, and I thought I had long COVID. It turns out, because of my immune system being the way that it was, the body's response to my thyroid. So basically, when you have an autoimmune thyroid disease, which mine, it's Hashimoto's, it's pretty well studied. Your immune system does not recognize that as part of your body. It recognizes it as something that needs to be attacked. So my body basically has destroyed my thyroid, and it was on the attack again. That's why my antibodies were so high. Selenium is just one of those things. There's some research that's been done by Dr. Isabella Wentz. She's the one that wrote the root cause book. The root cause, and kind of turned my thinking towards, okay, why is my body doing this? And what can I do to reduce the burden on my body so that it doesn't attack itself? That came from some research that she did, along with, she has a line called Rootcology. This is her adrenal support supplement. This you can take up to 3 times a day. Because I'm just restarting this now after pregnancy, I'm just doing it once a day. And plus, I'm dealing with a lot of jitters right now. Obviously, I've been up since 2:30. Not sure where that's coming from. So I'm kind of tweaking this whole process to try and see what is causing me to be careful. Don't burn yourself on the coffee pot. So what's causing that jitteriness? And it could very well be that it's just my metabolism is super high where I'm breastfeeding. You do need more calories. You do need more hydration when you're breastfeeding. I have coconut water in the fridge that I do chug, in addition to copious amounts of water and tea. Another thing that came from Dr. Wentz's research is, I don't know if I spelled this right, betaine and peptide HCI. This is to support your digestive health. It helps, and that one too, you can take up to 3 times a day. Again, I'm only taking it once a day. Then I do vitamin K. I think that one also came suggested in her research. I don't remember. Prenatals that I'll take at lunchtime. NAC. Our whole household has been fighting like a very mild cold that Kevin brought home. This is, see if I can say this right. Acetylcysteine. Very good for supporting your immune system, especially when you're fighting something. That you can also take up to 3 times a day, or twice a day, which I am taking right now. I'm almost out, so I need to get some more of that. D-mannose. This is a tool for fighting UTIs. If you feel like you're starting to get a UTI, which only happens on rare occasion with me, but I had to be catheterized for the emergency C-section, and let me tell you, that was the one thing I told my doctor when I went for my follow-up. I said, it really legitimately felt like somebody took a dart and hit me right there. And she's like, well, we had to do it fast because we had to get your baby out. And I'm like, I know, you could have done whatever, it wouldn't have mattered as long as you saved my baby. But this is my tool to make sure that I don't wind up with UTI, kidney infection. Been on this now for a couple weeks, and I'm probably going to eliminate that here shortly because I don't have any symptoms now. I just wanted to keep it that way. Last thing, and what I would say is probably the number one thing.
I want some of my baby meds.
You want your baby meds? Oh, hold tight a minute. Okay. All right. Smarty pants.
Smarty pants.
That's how you're so smart.
I have some more up there.
Oh, I forgot one before I wrap up. My husband, he's so smart, and he does a lot of the research into this, like, you know, homegrown medicine and stuff like that. This is turmeric, and he makes our own capsules. He does the same thing with zinc and cayenne. Zinc, I do take that later in the day, but the turmeric, I have bursitis pretty bad in the shoulder, and even with chiropractic adjustments, I still deal with pain. So I stay on turmeric pretty much all the time to kind of help fight inflammation in my body. I will take this or the liquid tincture that I have of it from Earthly. Please. Or you're going to have to go in the other room. I take that before I take Tylenol or ibuprofen.
Get about the other baby meds one.
All right, y'all. Had to take a break. Baby decided she wasn't going to go back to sleep. She was ready to get up for the day, which she never gets up before 9 o'clock, so it's not even 6:30. We'll see how this is going to go. It actually might not work out good because we're going to go to church today if she stays up for a little bit now, and then she'll sleep during church. Anyway. All right, last thing, and this is literally fueling my 4th trimester. It is the one thing that I credit to helping me avoid baby blues, in helping me have energy to do what I need to do, and for helping to make sure that my anemia does not get worse than it already is. And that is, I had my placenta encapsulated. And before you say, that's gross, this is the D-mannose. I don't know if you can see it. So it's just a gelatin capsule. This is a placenta pill. They look just exactly the same. They taste just exactly the same. They serve different purposes. So quite honestly, if you're going to take a D-mannose, if you feel like you have a UTI coming on, if you're going to take turmeric to fight inflammation, if you're going to take, I don't know, any of these supplements, if you're going to take any of them, don't be afraid to have this done. The cost was pretty reasonable. I think it was somewhere around between $250 and $300, all set up ahead of time. That includes a little cooler and all of the stuff that you need to pack up your placenta. She comes and gets it from you right at the hospital. You just have to keep it cold, but there's stuff to put ice in to keep it cold. Deliver your placenta. You make sure that your birth team has the kit. It's packed up. It's put on ice. Tiff shows up at the hospital, picks up your placenta. She either, in my case, I was still in the hospital at 3 days, but she'll either meet up with you or bring it to your house, literally 3 days later, in this form. And then you start really kicking booty through your postpartum recovery. This is the second time I've had this done. This is the second time Tiff has done my placenta, and I will tell you both times the results have been very similar. That is one thing that I have tweaked, because there are instructions as far as how to take it on the back of the bottle, but there's a lot of room for tweaking. And since I am dealing with this insomnia and the jitters, I am backing down on this, thinking that it might be a little much this time, because my body's already in pretty good shape. It's not in as bad a shape as it was after Isaiah's birth, because the trauma, the stress of his delivery, I was in a much different place. This time, it was such a beautiful experience. Like, it was really cool. I'm just in a very different place physically. The only other thing I do at night is magnesium glycinate, which is more readily absorbable for people with thyroid disease. I take a D3 supplement at night. those both just right before bed. If I'm struggling with allergies, that Zyrtec, I would take one of them at night too. But that's it. So I'm gonna go enjoy my coffee. Gosh, that's so good. And I'm gonna see if this little lady wants some more milk, because I think she really does want to go back to bed. And I'm gonna go snuggle with my little toddler because we'll have a little time.
Turn on.
Peppa Pig.
Yeah, I can't watch it.
All right, we'll go on in. I'll be in a second, and I'll turn it off, okay? And I'll put something else on. All right? Do you want to come up here and say bye? Do you want to come back up here and say bye? Here.
I can't get up.
Okay. All right. You want to say bye? Here. No, be careful. All right. Say, see you next time. No? You don't want to say see you next time? Well, see you next time, guys. Thanks for spending the early morning hours with me. Don't forget to like our channel, subscribe, share with friends. We are trying to build this channel. We're having a lot of fun doing this. And I'll be honest, I'm loving the editing process. It's giving me that creative outlet that I was talking about. So I hope you enjoy it. If you have any suggestions or if you have any videos that you would like me to talk about, especially when it comes to pregnancy, birth, labor, postpartum recovery, I do have some things in the pipeline. But if there's something that you want to know about, ask in the comments, and maybe it'll come into a video. Maybe you'll see that come out as a video. But for now, okay, can I have a kiss? Sweet boy. I love you so much. Don't hit her, just gentle.
I think I have a bubble.
You want to smack? You want to see if you can get a bubble out of him? He is such a good big brother. Kev's still very ambivalent. I don't push it with him. All right.
Oh, him I.
Anyway, guys, have a great day. We'll see you next time.